Introducing Charlie Steinlauf and his family.
The glorious defense of their native soil by the Russian armies and people.
There is a lot of mystery shrouded in history, and pictures sometimes give us a peek into these lost worlds. These enigmatic events happened a long time ago, but photographers helped us keep the details intact. Some of them will definitely thrill you, and of course, some will send shivers down your spine, but it'll be intriguing to rediscover these daring moments. Join us as we go over 50 pictures that will change your view of the past. Number 50. Airplane under Eiffel Tower. In 1944, two daring pilots, Pilot Officer Bob Berman and Navigator Flight Sergeant Bill Bryan, got together with a photographer reporter in a Parisian bar after a few drinks. They all came up with the idea to fly their airplane under the Eiffel Tower for an epic shot the next morning. They pulled this feat, though they narrowly avoided crashing into the Trocadero Hotel. The photographer managed to capture this beautiful moment. The pilots insisted on staying anonymous because they feared the consequence of their actions. However, their squadron eventually found out. Number 49. Traffic cop. Philadelphia came up with a clever way to manage the crazy traffic in 1922 when cars were taking over the streets. Instead of electric traffic lights, they had hand control devices operated by traffic police on the roads. This gave them the power to change the traffic signals, stopping and going forward as needed. The brilliant approach helped prevent car collisions and kept pedestrians safe. It's a fascinating piece of history. Number 48. Osama Bin Laden's family photograph. The Bin Laden family, led by Saudi billionaire Mohammed bin Laden, was a pretty big one with 56 children. Among them was the infamous Osama bin Laden. When he was younger, he had chances to study and travel, like the family trip to Sweden when he was just 14 years old. That was when this picture was taken. He is standing second from the right. However, things took a dark turn for him in 1979 when he dropped out of college and headed to Pakistan. That's where he eventually joined the Mujahideen, and it marked a turning point on the troubled path of his life. Number 47. Soldier sharing his food. Back in war-torn Dresden during World War II, a German soldier, surrounded by all the devastation, decided to share his meager rations with a Russian woman and her son. This fleeting moment of kindness that happened amidst all the chaos and conflict was captured on camera. The amazing thing is, nationality didn't matter at that moment. This simple act of compassion showed the universal desire for humanity and survival. It's a reminder that in the darkest times, kindness can still shine through and connect us all. Number 46. Costumes riding horses. Halloween celebrations were a whole different scene in the 1920s. They had costumed performers riding horses, adding a spooky touch to the occasion. These horsemen might have been part of a lively parade or carnival, creating a fun and festive atmosphere instead of scaring people. Some of them even dressed up as skeletons. It was definitely a unique and memorable Halloween costume, especially if you happen to have horses at your disposal. It was quite a sight to see those spooky night horsemen riding around. Number 45. Athletes passing cigarettes. Back in the Roaring '20s, this picture brings us witness to a fascinating scene in the Tour de France cycling race. Athletes were forming an unexpected team spirit, passing cigarettes to each other as they pedaled across the countryside. It's quite surprising how the definition of good health was different back then. The race became a unique blend of sporting prowess and social exchange, where athletes tested their limits while sharing a smoke. It's an interesting and quirky aspect of that era's sports culture. Number 44. Boxing among sailors. Amongst the massive steel giants of war, an unexpected boxing match went down on the deck of the battleship USS Oregon in 1897. The sailors were drawn to this thrilling spectacle. It was a break from their gloomy military duties. It was pure adrenaline as these fighters went at it, showing off their raw strength and skills. This impromptu fight turned into a legendary story that became a part of the fearless USS Oregon's history, and it showcased the amazing team spirit that united its sailors. It showed bravery and camaraderie amidst the seriousness of military life. Number 43. Human-powered tractor. Back around 1880 in Europe, there was a human-powered tractor. This tractor was a brilliant combination of strength and ingenuity. The hard-working folks powering it harnessed their energy to move heavy stones, completely transforming the landscape. This amazing invention bridged the gap between traditional labor and modern efficiency, leaving a lasting impact on the history of agriculture and British engineering. It's a cool fusion of muscle power and clever ideas, making farming a whole lot easier and more efficient. Number 42. Money used as playthings. Germany going through hyperinflation in 1922 was truly a surreal time. The value of their currency went down the drain, leaving behind piles of money that were practically worthless. However, German children turned those useless bills into toys. They used them as building blocks for their imagination. This image really captures the profound impact of hyperinflation on their daily lives. Number 41. The old electric car. Back in 1898, the Tesla, an electric car fit for Grand Duke Alexei Alexandrovich Romanov, was born. This elegant marvel showcased both ingenuity and luxury, which perfectly captured the spirit of progress at the dawn of the automotive age. Then, this famous photo by Jean-Jacques Johelman immortalized the captivating moment in history. It shows the grandeur of royalty meeting the cutting-edge technology of electric mobility. It must have been mind-blowing to build such an advanced car back then. Number 40. Woman on Niagara Falls. An incredible woman defied gravity at Niagara Falls on October 24, 1901. It was her birthday, and she carried out this audacious plan as a personal milestone. It became a big moment etched in history. The woman bravely went down the thundering falls in a barrel, capturing the world's attention and making a daring descent that would go down in the annals of Niagara's history. It was a real-life adventure that must have been both thrilling and nerve-wracking. Number 39. Christmas package for dead soldiers. This happened in New York City back in 1944 during Christmas time. Packages filled with gifts for soldiers who sadly lost their lives or went missing in action were waiting to be returned to their senders. It reminds us of a bitter moment. The packages were meant to bring joy and love to the brave soldiers, but fate had other plans. The war had brought heartache and sadness, and those packages had to find their way back home. It's a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made during those times and how Christmas was a mix of emotions for families and loved ones. Number 38. 9 monarchs. Back in 1910, during the funeral of King Edward VII in London, 9 reigning monarchs gathered together for this special occasion were captured. This was a historic moment since the photograph is possibly the only one showing all 9 kings of that time. In the back row, there is King Haakon VII of Norway, Tsar Ferdinand of Bulgaria, King Manuel II of Portugal, and Kaiser Wilhelm II of Germany and Prussia. Sitting in the front row are King George I of Greece and King Albert I of Belgium, while King Alfonso XIII of Spain, King George V of the United Kingdom, and King Frederick VIII of Denmark grace the foreground. It's a royal gathering of epic proportions. Number 37. Legendaries Fishing. Che Guevara and Fidel Castro, the famous revolutionary icons, decided to take a break from politics and head to Cuba's beautiful landscapes for a fishing trip in 1960. While casting their hooks into the shimmering waters, they deepened their camaraderie and shared a passion for fishing. This fishing trip turned into a powerful metaphor for the special bond that brought them together. It's a cool and surprising side of these historical figures that we don't often hear about. Number 36. 4 horsemen on the street. On November 4, 1973, 4 horsemen trotted through the bustling streets of the city of Amsterdam. This happened on a car-free day in response to the oil crisis in the Middle East. Europe was dealing with fuel shortages, so they took some creative steps to conserve resources like banning motor vehicle use on Sundays. Against this backdrop, the 4 riders embraced a bygone era, giving everyone a nostalgic reminder of how people used to get around. Number 35. Children for sale. This haunting photo shows a woman who felt desperate enough to post an ad to sell her 4 children in hopes of starting fresh. The woman was abandoned by her father and left with her new boyfriend, caught between shame and grief. The children ended up in the hands of local farmers, forced into a life of slavery. Decades later, they were reunited, but the memories of their painful past still haunted them. It's a truly profound story of resilience in the face of loss, and it shows the enduring scars of a tragic tale. Number 34. Vladimir Putin and George Bush. There was a nice encounter in 2006 between Vladimir Putin and George Bush. Putin gifted Bush his first car on this occasion. The leader was curious about the car and even checked out the inside, but they both decided not to ride in it. After their reunion, their spouses also got their share of attention when they went to explore a home on July 14, 2006. It was a memorable moment in the history of their diplomatic exchange. Number 33. Einstein deriving an equation. In December 1934, the famous scientist Albert Einstein visited Pittsburgh to give a lecture at the Carnegie Institute of Technology, which is now known as Carnegie Mellon University. It was a brief visit, but it was during this visit the only known photo of Einstein with a version of his relativity equation was taken. The picture was taken from a balcony of the Little Theater, which is now called CMU's Kresge Theater. It gives us a glimpse into a legendary moment in science history, and that photo is a real treasure. Number 32. Freddie Mercury with his mother. Freddie Mercury, whose real name was Farrokh Bulsara, was a legendary British singer, songwriter, and the frontman of the rock band Queen. Here he took a picture with his mother, Jer Bulsara, when he was just nearing a year old. Mercury's powerful and distinctive voice, along with his flamboyant stage presence and incredible vocal range, made him one of the most iconic and influential performers in the history of rock music. However, his life was cut short when he passed away on November 24, 1991, at the age of 45, due to complications from AIDS. Number 31. The Aeroboat. Back in the 1900s, the streets of St. Petersburg were bustling with the Aeroboat. This extraordinary ship gracefully glided across the river's surface, capturing everyone's imagination with its elegant design and innovative engineering. It was a symbol of progress and adventure, adding to the vibrant atmosphere of the city. The Aeroboat was a perfect fusion of elegance and practicality, becoming a beloved part of transportation in St. Petersburg. It also left a lasting legacy, making an indelible mark in history. Number 30. Colossal Black Grouper. This amazing photo from 1901 is proof of a triumph at sea. It shows a seashell tiara-wearing royal lady with a massive black grouper caught on a simple fishing rod. The boatman, with his weather-beaten face, looked so proud and amazed standing next to the huge catch. The grouper was also found to weigh a staggering 190 kilograms. It became a legendary tale of skill and bravery, inspiring fishermen and adventurers everywhere. Number 29. Blind Man Singing. Back in 1899, there was this captivating scene in the heart of Minsk Village Governorate. A view captured by Nikolai Mikhailovich Magolyansky showed the rustic charm of the place. Beggars were searching for alms while a blind man's soulful song echoed through the air. There was also a talented Belarusian musician with deft fingers playing an instrument that enchanted the crowd, and his companions were joyfully singing along. It was a beautiful moment where music brought people together, even amid hardships. Number 28. Elvis Presley in the military. Before Elvis Presley became the king of rock and roll, he enlisted in the military to serve his country. While the whole world knew him as this charismatic performer, his time in the military actually had a big impact on him. It instilled discipline and humility that shaped him not just as an artist, but also as a person. His extraordinary journey from music to the military shaped him into the legend we all know and love today. Number 27. Female gorilla cradling young boy. This amazing incident happened back in 1996 at an Illinois zoo. A 3-year-old boy accidentally fell nearly 20 feet into a gorilla enclosure, but the 8-year-old gorilla named Binti Jua came to the rescue. She made headlines all over the world when she cradled the boy and carried him to safety. It was truly a heroic and heartwarming moment. The little boy had slipped away from his mother and climbed through a barrier, and the gorilla saved him. This reminds us of the compassion and protection in the animal kingdom. Number 26. Arnold Schwarzenegger's first competition. When Arnold Schwarzenegger was just 16 years old in 1963, he went to his first bodybuilding competition. It was such a big deal for him. However, despite being one of the youngest contestants, Arnold showed off his incredible determination and dedication to training, and he ended up winning the competition. This was the start of his amazing bodybuilding journey, and it set him on a path to becoming a legend in the world of bodybuilding and beyond. Number 25. Austrian troops in the mountains. This photo comes from way back in March 1916 at the Kukla position. The Australian troop is known to consist of officers and soldiers of KK Landwehr. This piece of history feels like stepping back in time and getting a glimpse of the past. Number 24. Family bicycle. Back in 1939, families seeking a joyful bond could ride on this fantastic invention. The invention was a super tandem bike. This drive-foot machine offered both pleasure and practicality, making it an elegant choice for family rides. There's also a sewing machine along the wheels, where you have fun with your family and sew beautiful outfits for customers. Number 23. Girls washing Studebaker replica. A group of girls proudly gathered to wash down a massive Studebaker replica in 1934. They were rocking vintage bathing suits while the giant car towered over them, sparkling in the summer sun. This vehicle earned the title of the world's largest automobile. People passing by couldn't help but marvel at this engineering artistry, turning it into a quirky and fascinating attraction. The event filled the air with laughter and amazement, leaving behind a feeling of joy and camaraderie. Number 22. British Prime Minister on the beach. Behind Winston Churchill's powerful political image, there was a softer side that most ordinary citizens didn't know about. Despite his dour and portly appearance, the renowned British Prime Minister loved chilling on the beach during his rare days off, enjoying the company of regular folks mingling with fellow bathers. He showed his human side, making him not just a historic leader but also someone relatable and real. The contrast between his public and private sides also adds a whole new layer of mystery to his personality. Number 21. A powerful demonstration. Back in 1949, China saw a massive rally that marked a united and resolute nation. Crowds gathered with their voices and banners, showing the culmination of a momentous revolution. It was such a pivotal event that paved the way for the establishment of the People's Republic of China, marking the birth of a whole new era. The energy and excitement in the air during that rally is an incredible and significant moment in China's past. Number 20. The city of Dresden. After World War II, Dresden became a haunting reminder of the immense destruction caused by the conflict, and it stayed that way for generations to come. Once a vibrant city, it was now in ruins. Number 20. The city of Dresden. After World War II, Dresden became a haunting reminder of the immense destruction caused by the conflict, and it stayed that way for generations to come. Once a vibrant city, it was now in ruins, and you could see the scars of war all around. The city, however, served as a powerful testimonial to the strength and resilience of its people. It's a sad and powerful reminder of the impact of war on a city and its inhabitants. Number 19. David Bowie performance. Tens of thousands of fans flocked to a converted clay pit in the Buckinghamshire countryside to watch David Bowie perform for 3 nights in 1983. It was a massive occasion, and people had the time of their lives. They had to put on extra trains and coaches since more than 150,000 people showed up that sweltering weekend in July. It was also Bowie's first time playing live gigs in England in 5 years. Number 18. Airplane oxygen masks. Back in the early days of aviation, when planes started flying higher up in the sky, people used oxygen masks. These masks were designed to give people a direct supply of oxygen, which was super important to prevent hypoxia and keep them breathing comfortably during the flight. It was during this period this picture was taken, showing how technology has come a long way over the years. It's a snapshot of technological progress and how air travel has been made safer and more comfortable for everyone on board. Number 17. Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren is a super talented British actress. She's had such an incredible career with loads of awards and accolades for her performances in movies, TV shows, and theater. But this surreal picture of her from way back in 1967. She looks like she came from a different era in this photo. Helen is truly a timeless beauty. Number 16. Disguise face mask. Back in the tough times of adversity, people showed incredible ingenuity by creating objects to conceal facial injuries, and these inventions are now part of history. Warriors wore ornate masks to hide their battle scars, exuding fierce expressions that scared their enemies. These costumes truly reflect the resilience and artistry of turning wounds into symbols of strength and beauty, inspiring awe in everyone who saw them. Number 15. Golden Gate Bridge. The picture of this brave man fearlessly standing atop the Golden Gate Bridge is a true testament to bravery, especially considering the daring rule of 1 death per $1 million spent on the bridge back in the 1930s. However, the whole project cost $35 million, and they managed to maintain a remarkable safety record. 11 lives were lost during construction, but 19 were saved, thanks to a massive net below the site, ensuring the preservation of those courageous workers. Number 14. Family photo on the moon. Charles Duke made history as the youngest astronaut to step foot on the moon in 1972. While he was on the moon, he took a family photo that united 2 worlds. Family and space exploration were connected all with 1 click of his camera. This photo is a moving legacy, immortalizing the bond between family and the incredible journey to space. It's something that will inspire generations to come. Number 13. Fidel Castro in a meeting. While diplomatic discussions were going on at the Kremlin in 1963, a photo of Fidel Castro confidently puffing on a distinctive Cuban cigar was taken, showing off his fiery spirit. He was also wearing 2 Rolex watches, a subtle nod to his mysterious and intriguing persona. Number 12. Bill Clinton's cat. When Bill Clinton was running for president, his cat, Socks, stole the spotlight from him. The paparazzi went crazy trying to get the perfect shot of this feline companion. In 1993, when Socks moved into the White House, he won everyone's hearts as a beloved house pet, too. He even had his own video game and cutely responded to children's letters. He became an adorable and cherished presidential mascot, leaving a touching legacy that'll be remembered for years to come. Number 11. Elon Musk on the farm. Before Elon Musk became the famous tech mogul he is today, he took a picture as a 17-year-old kid on his cousin's farm. He was a far cry from the technological empire he'd later build at the time. You'd find him wearing 2 hats and holding a simple hammer then, but his youthful curiosity and determination stood out. The unassuming teenager has gone on to revolutionize multiple industries. Number 10. Frida and her father's portrait. Frida Kahlo was an amazing modern artist who became phenomenal. Her art mainly focuses on herself, and she's become so famous even among people who aren't so much into art. But she made this special portrait of her father after he had passed away. It was a final tribute to the man who meant the world to her. Frida's art really had a way of expressing her emotions and personal experiences, and this painting is a powerful testament to her love and connection with her father. Number 9. Laurel and Hardy. Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy were a famous comedic duo from the early days of film and entertainment. They were known for their slapstick comedy and hilarious on-screen antics. Together, they created a lot of classic and timeless comedy that has continued to entertain audiences for generations. It's beautiful to find a last picture of them together, especially in color, showing them as elderly gentlemen. They left a lasting legacy in the world of comedy and film, and their work continues to be cherished by fans around the world. Number 8. Women working during World War I. Around 1918, women stepped up and took over men's roles during World War I. They were delivering ice that served as lifelines for households during scorching summers, keeping food chilled and fresh. As refrigerators became more common, though, the need for ice delivery lessened. But the memory of these amazing women remains as a testament to their resilience and adaptability during tough times. It's a real story of strength and determination. Number 7. Smoking patients. Back in the 1950s, cigarettes were found in some unexpected places like hospital rooms. They were believed to calm anxiety and suppress appetite, so patients could buy packs of cigarettes right from their beds. It sounds absurd and counterproductive now, but back then, the true health risks of smoking weren't widely known. Number 6. Yakov Jugashvili captured. Back in the day, Yakov Jugashvili, who was Stalin's son, ended up in German hands and faced an uncertain fate as a prisoner of war. The German command had an idea of exchanging Stalin's son for a captured soldier from Vermont. However, the tough Soviet leader Stalin firmly disagreed. He stated that he wouldn't trade soldiers for field marshals. This goes to show how committed he was to his troops, and he wasn't willing to compromise on that. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. These pictures are so strange. The first one looks like a juxtaposition of 2 different worlds in serendipity. It even gets more confusing with the second picture, where it appears like some women are wearing masquerade costumes that only cover them halfway. What could be the event going on? We are quite certain these pictures are significant to our human history, but we just can't figure them out. Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Number 5. Frozen Niagara Falls. Parts of Niagara Falls froze over in 1885, leaving onlookers amazed. While the falls had completely frozen only once before, their true power remained a mystery for years. Even French colonists noticed their roaring speed in the 17th century, but the secret was kept from the masses until later. This marvel is a stunning combination of beauty and mystery, etching unforgettable memories into stories. Number 4. The echoes of American troops. In August 1918, American troops made their way to Vladivostok, Russia, and marched through the streets with purpose and determination. These soldiers became the powerful symbol of foreign intervention during the Russian Civil War. Their picture is like a vivid portrait frozen in time, showing this intriguing moment in history. Number 3. Harley-Davidson's Motorcycle. Harley-Davidson's story started in a small shed in Wisconsin, where he and his brothers, Arthur and Walter, tinkered with bikes just for fun. They were among many up-and-coming motorcycle companies back then. While others came and went, Harley-Davidson thrived. You can see their amazing journey at the Harley-Davidson Museum in Milwaukee, where they proudly display the first motorcycle they made in 1903. Number 2. Extraterrestrial fragments injury. Back in 1954, an American woman got injured by fragments from space. These mysterious fragments from beyond our planet somehow reached Earth, leaving everyone in awe. The extraordinary event sparked a whole new chapter in humanity's exploration of the cosmos. It fueled our curiosity and fascination with the mysteries of the universe and all the possible encounters that might be out there. Number 1. Hitler and Hindenburg. On January 30th, 1933, Adolf Hitler had a meeting with German President Paul von Hindenburg, and Hindenburg appointed him as the Chancellor of Germany. This was like the start of Hitler's big rise to power, and it led to the Nazi regime being set up in Germany. The meeting was a major turning point in history, shaping the course of the country in a way nobody could have predicted. Somehow, these events from the past have influenced our lifestyles today. It's amazing how memories from centuries ago can still affect all of us. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.